Hey everybody, it's your boy Sir Dragon, and welcome back to another edition of the Heavens Monsters Podcast. With me today is Tay Money.
If you smell what the lion is cooking.
Chris Petrie.
So sweet.
And Mike Henry.
If you're ready for an episode of the Heavens Monsters Podcast, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I said if you're ready for an episode of the Heavens Monsters Podcast, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's kick off with the Intercontinental Championship.
Okay, before we get... Hold up, this camera. There you go, focus. Winnie Mayer. Okay, so first off, we got to mention is the fact that the Intercontinental Championship match would start, as Mikey just said. We're doing Friday night Smackdown on the anniversary of 9/11. How many years has it been, Mikey?
19 years.
19?
Yeah, that's 2001.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was in the 7th grade.
I was in the 9th grade.
If I'm remember correctly, if you were in the 7th grade, I was in the 7th grade with you. Right?
No, I was in a different middle school before I came to your school in the 8th grade.
Yep. Holla. Chakala.
I was in Ollie I was in Ollie in 7th before coming to Holla for 8th grade.
Yeah, so you and me were in the same grades. You just graduated ahead of me and the other guys.
Yeah. I was in the 9th
Yeah.
I was in the 9th grade. I was in a high school called Spring High School.
You 2 years. You're older than me, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
33.
I'm 31 right now, about to be 32 in this year.
I'll be turning 34 next Wednesday.
That sounds like you 2 years.
I'll be 32 next year.
You, Chris?
I was in Elphick High School. There's and I think I used to other school.
Say again? A little louder? He's on his
I
tablet.
said I went to Elphick High School.
That was my rival school. That was our rival school. Mikey's too.
My rival school is Westfield.
Alright. So with that said, in memory of that day in which it took so many lives, it was a tragedy, we would the show would start with honoring them and saying never forget. And showing the 2 beam lights where those 2 towers used to stand. Damn. I had to rewind because I'm like, I thought they were rebuilding the towers. I guess not.
They probably did. Like years ago. They just showing like old. That's like an old picture you probably saw. That's where the building was destroyed.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Sad moment aside, we go into the show, knowing the fact that the Intercontinental Championship title match between Jeff Hardy defending the title against AJ Styles would commence. But during the announcement that it would happen, we would have Sami Zayn in the camera crew area being livid, saying that why is that happening? Why is the title being on the line if I'm not even in the match? He's still on the idea that he is still the Intercontinental Champion because he has the old title. He never lost it. So he's losing his damn mind. In every sense of the word. So in this match, we would have these 2 men in the ring, and once again, Sami Zayn is saying that what they're doing is wrong. They're saying that he should be the rightfully crowned champion. In which case, AJ Styles takes a cheap shot on Jeff Hardy, and the match continues. It would go back and forth, and ultimately, it would look like AJ Styles would go for a phenomenal forearm But for a third time, Sami Zayn comes in and interferes and pulls AJ Styles' legs right from him when he jumped and causing him to fall. Thus ended in a disqualification in the win for AJ Styles. But as we know, due to disqualifications, the title does not change. He knew that. So now we're in the idea of wondering if this triple threat is going to happen at Clash of Champions or not. We don't know. At this point, they might have just let it happen. So with that going on, what is your thoughts, T-Money?
Well, I blame Sami Zayn. He's an idiot. He thinks he's the final champion, but he's not. He just needs to. Saul needs to tell him that, but no one has.
No, they probably have. It's just that he's saying no.
Well, they did tell him that. They should get taken off on him.
Yeah. Probably say something like from my cold damn hands and shit. You, Mikey? What do you think?
Oh my God! I mean, are you kidding me? Sami Zayn, I'm sorry. He is not the champion. He was stripped due to that doggone pandemic. And now look what he does. Gets in the ring, sticks his nose in Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles' business. And now the big question in everyone's mind, will there be a triple threat match at Clash of Champions? We'll have to wait and see.
Before we move on, I gotta mention this because AJ
Hold on. You want to hear from Chris Petrie's takes or no?
That's what I'm about to lead to, because back at stage, we would get news coverage that AJ Styles was not injured. He was just suffering from bloating. What? He was suffering from bloating?
What?
That's what he was saying.
Wait,
He was suffering
bloating?
from bloating. Like, bloating aside, Sami Zayn had nothing to do with outside. AJ Styles is repeating what we know for a fact. AJ Styles is the voice of reason right now. Even though he's saying that, well, technically, again, it's true that Jeff Hardy used the knee brace, but he keeps forgetting to mention that why he had the knee brace in the first place. It's his own damn fault.
Remember, he was chop blocked because we all thought it was Retribution, but no, it was AJ Styles.
Right? So get your 2 cents on that, Chris, and speak loudly since you're using your tablet.
Sami Zayn caused AJ Styles the title. He was about to win, and he got screwed by Sami Zayn.
Like I just said, y'all, will it happen at Clash of Champions? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see because it's in the hands of one person, Mr. Adam Pearce.
Yeah, buddy. He's getting around to bossing people around. If it's not Vince McMahon, you notice that?
Hey, you know Vince McMahon.
He's taking care of things in the headquarters.
Oh. Okay. What's next?
Lucha House Party versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro.
Lucha.
The Lucha members would not be Grand Metalik and Lince Dorado. It would be Grand Metalik and Kalisto. Yeah. I think it's really getting dysfunctional as to one major factor, and that's who is the leader of the Lucha House Party. Because Kalisto said it. He said, as the leader, and neither of them like that idea. Like, ¿qué? ¿Qué pasa? He's talking like, what do you mean leader?
Well, he's saying
if anyone's the leader, it's Kalisto.
yeah, because he's been around.
Also, for a fun fact, I did not say that in Spanish. I just mumbled. I need to speak Spanish. I didn't learn Spanish. There goes the phone. You're good, boys. Okay, I just put you right here.
Language.
Oh, yeah.
Your heritage.
Hell yeah. I'm learning phrases, but not a lot of sentences. That's the problem. So, what are your thoughts on the fact that Lucha House Party, did they get the... Oh, yeah! Before we mention that, we would also have to point out that prior to Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro going to Raw to challenge the Street Profits for champion versus champion this coming Monday, which already passed. It was yesterday. It would be their turn to come in. It would be Street Profits coming to Smackdown in the Champion Lounge, which they can't complain because they are champions and they're in the Champions Lounge. So they can't say, you got to be in here, you are not champion. They are champions. So, and then they're just looking at them and saying, don't touch. So it says Ken Nakamura. And as soon as they leave, they're like, get that popcorn. Nom, 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 nom. So, due to this match happening while the Street Profits are in their Champion Lounge, the camera on the Teletron actually goes and showcases that they're having a party with everybody in it. I mean, everybody. And they got upset, and the Lucha House Party would pin Cesaro, getting a win off the champions. For the record, the title was not on the line, otherwise the titles would have changed to Lucha House Party. Remember that. Your thoughts?
Lucha House Party did a good job against Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro. Even though they weren't focusing, they were being distracted by the Street Profits, which was funny. Well,
You, Mikey?
Ooh, the Fire are finally back on track. You better give the assist to the Street Profits for having a big party. Because now the big question is, will the Lucha House Party go after Shinsuke and Cesaro for the Smackdown Tag Team titles at Clash of Champions? We'll have to wait and see. Because I believe that the Lucha House Party have punched their ticket to Clash of Champions.
You notice Shinsuke and Cesaro didn't go back to the Champion Lounge, right? It was the Lucha House Party that came in the party.
Lucha, 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 Lucha.
You, Chris, what do you think?
Kalisto as the leader of Lucha House Party, he felt like a guy like Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
But I am happy Lucha House Party in the SmackDown Tag Team Champion Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Lucha, Lucha, Lucha.
Next.
Nikki Cross versus Alexa Bliss.
Go back, T-Money, go back. Let's start with Bayley
Okay.
addressing her actions before we get to the Fatal 4-Way.
Okay.
Yeah, Bayley was addressing what she did and that she knew that Sasha Banks was only bringing her in to WWE to keep an eye on her and to make her look good. Every chance that she took, she would ultimately have a wing woman, like wingman, but woman. Wing gal. There you go, wing gal.
Or a partner.
Yeah. That's another way. Would actually be able to one-up herself, but now that the championship titles were out of the way, she looked at this and knew that she would try and go for her SmackDown championship out of her expense. So she eliminated the equation before it became an issue.
Well, basically she was blaming their failures on Sasha Banks.
Mm-hmm. But there's more to it. We now have information days after Friday for our boy T-Money. Tell him what Sasha Banks really is doing.
She's filming an episode of The Mandalorian on Disney Plus.
So she's doing some film work.
Yeah.
So she took that time off to go do that.
Yeah, for a TV show.
Hard to do that with a injured leg, you know.
Yeah, but they probably. No, here's the thing. They probably got her a stunt double. So she won't do too much.
In which case, we then go on to the fact that we would have a triple threat match to determine who would be the number one contender against Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title at Clash of Champions. It would be, again?
Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, Tamina, and Lacey Evans.
Well, -1 if you want to get right down to it. It's true that she was in that match, but then she would turn her attentions to Nikki Cross, stare at her, kiss her on the head, and have her in what we know without a shadow of a doubt, Sister Abigail finishing move. The move of Bray Wyatt. And she uses it on
Oh
Nikki
my
Cross.
God.
Yep. And then she, in a daze, just walks away from the match. So it went from a fatal 4-way into a triple threat. Voluntarily.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the goddess, as she's claimed, or the flea, as my mom calls her.
I call her the evil goddess.
Love struck.
No.
I mean, in which case, her intentions definitely change after being being attacked by the Fiend, because she's rolling around with those pink dreadlocks on her hair, and she's not even caring about the title belt. Something she's always
Pigtails,
with.
bro, not dreadlocks.
No, she's got dreadlocks. You didn't notice she had pigtails in her dreadlocks. I mean, vice versa. She had dreadlocks in her pigtails. You didn't notice that? The pink? She has dreadlocks.
No, that's what they call the things are called not dreadlocks. They call pigtails because like they all wrap like Johnny from Street Fighter.
No, dude, you have to go back on that.
No,
because within the pigtails were dreadlocks, little strings, dude. I'm not kidding. They were mentioning that it started with one, and it was just curling up, and then it was more. Soon her whole head's gonna be dreadlocks. I hate to say it, bro. She's gonna have a full head of dreadlocks at one point. That's gonna be scary looking. Maybe. I don't know. Never seen a Harley Quinn with dreadlocks. We're gonna have to wait and see how far they're gonna take this dreadlock thing. So after that, it would be, like I said, a triple threat match in which Lacey Evans was fighting tooth and nail to win, and Tamina was definitely using her strength advantage, trying to push everyone away and super kick them and splash them, but it was Nikki Cross who actually thought, and many people would thought was taken out by Alexa Bliss, was revived, came back to the ring, and fought to the win. She is now the number one contender for Bayley. Once again, she's in the title picture. So, I know you're looking stuff. Go ahead, Mikey, get your thoughts on that. I'm not kidding, dude.
First of all, I'm disgusted with what Bayley did to Sasha, saying that she's been using her since day one. And then after that, she decided to hit Nikki Cross from behind with a steel chair, as Alexa Bliss would come out and check on her, as Lacey Evans would come out and throw in a skirt right at Nikki Cross or Alessa's face, causing both Alexa and Nikki to be very pissed. Mm-hmm. And then a shocker appeared. Nikki Cross ends up getting the Sister Abigail by Alexa Bliss, as Alexa Bliss just walked out. I feel like the goddess has been drugged by that so-called fiend.
I read on her Twitter is pigtails.
All right. Go ahead, Mikey. Continue.
Like I said, I feel like the goddess has been drugged by the fiend. Because I don't know what the hell happened to her. But while she walked away, it came down to Lacey Evans, Tamina, and Nikki Cross. And Nikki Cross came up with victory with the Sunset Flip, and now rivalry renewed. Former Golden Role Model versus former member of Bliss Cross. And Nikki Cross said on the exclusive that she would do whatever it takes to win the SmackDown Women's title and find a way to get Alexa Bliss back. So, Nikki Cross, whatever you gotta do, just give it your best shot because Bailey is about to reach her 1-year anniversary.
You, Chris?
Be honest, Alexa Bliss is not the same person. You're not the same Alexa Bliss back then, which the real Alexa Bliss never walk away for a championship opportunity. But this Alexa Bliss is not the same.
Damn that fiend.
Next. You want to mention Talking Smack while he's looking?
I forgot.
You got it?
We got Otis versus John Morrison.
Oh my God.
Basically, Otis wins the match, but during the match, The Miz took the lunchbox this time, knowing that from what they saw last week, Otis had the contract in the little money in the lunchbox. So he was telling John Morrison, who lost to Otis, saying that if they get the contract and present it to the his lawyers, there's always a loophole. So if they get the contract, they can use it against him. So I'm like, they just want a title opportunity out of Otis' expense. That's all it is. That's all it is.
People are asking that when he's going to cash in his money in the bank, and they're saying, looks like he's not. He's going to keep on holding.
As long as it takes, because right now the title picture is very interesting. It's no longer Braun Strowman, but it's Roman Reigns, and, well, we'll leave it at that. Leave it to Otis to decide when he wants to cash it in. Mikey?
Well, once again, Otis got the victory, but Miz and Morrison's plan backfired when they try to take the contract out of Otis' briefcase.
Yep, they got an apple core.
Otis' lunch.
You, Chris? Drink my throat.
And Otis got the victory. John Morrison and The Miz is still back on a losing streak.
Yeah. Ms. Morrison still got the losing streak. Thank you for mentioning that. Next.
Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Sheamus and King Corbin.
Is that the main event?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So in this main event,
Last match.
Yep. In this main event, we have to mention the fact that at the beginning of the show, this is what happened at the beginning of the show. We would have Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman make a statement saying that they were happy that Jey Uso won the match to play the full weight last week. But they introduced him and they made it perfectly clear that once they goes in, it's for the championship. They're going to throw family out. They just want a good match. That's all they want. And of course, King Corbin comes in saying it was fixed. Sheamus comes in, agrees, saying that these guys are a joke. So Uso challenges them to a tag match with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns didn't say nay or yes. Or some people may say yay or nay. Yes or no. He didn't say. So, in the end, when the match started, it was just Jey Uso versus King Corbin and Sheamus. Until later in the match, when it really counted, did Roman Reigns show up, and he showed up very slowly. He was walking to the ring. He ain't running. And when he did get in the ring, he tagged Jey Uso in and started wrecking people. Living up to that name. Come in, walk in and win. Show up. That's what it said. Show up and win. And that's what he did. With the exception, of course, of Jey Uso tagging Roman Reigns and getting the...
That's how it's wrecked everyone in the league.
Yeah, that's what it said at...
T-shirts.
That's what it said at SummerSlam. But then he changed. I think he's changing up his shirt every episode.
No. That's the name of his new shirt.
No, I'm not kidding. I'll show. I'm actually thinking of downloading the Smackdown episode so I can clip those two scenes with Alexa Bliss and Roman Reigns for you. So you'll be like, "Oh shit, it did." I'm paying attention to the shirts, man.
That's
I'm paying attention to the shirt.
That's what the shirt's on.
Yeah. Wreck everyone and leave. Yes, that's definitely that's got to be a shirt because that was cool. But he has this new shirt saying that show up and win. I was like, damn, the heck is he coming up with different shirts now? What is he? Jersey Shore? He's got Jersey. The guy who worked at Jersey Shore making shirts. Like, that is actually the people in WWE backstage. That's what's. All right, we're back. So his ride's here. He's got to go. And any final thoughts on the victory of the Samoans versus King Corbin and Sheamus?
When they won their match.
Go ahead and sit down and say it.
When they won their match, Roman Reigns was looking at I think it's Jey Uso.
Like this?
Yeah. Like, what just happened?
Like, what you doing raising my arm? Put that hand down. Like, he ain't happy.
He doesn't know that Roman Reigns is a heel. Roman Reigns doesn't want him to know yet.
Yeah, we can see it though.
Yeah. He doesn't believe it.
Okay. Before he leaves, let's go ahead and talk about this real quick. Mikey, I leave it to you to look up 205 Live, okay?
I gotta go right down the line here.
Yeah. Okay, first, AJ Styles and Joseph Parks, they mentioned Sami Zayn, that he shouldn't have been this, that he lost it, he'd been gone for 5 months, he's been relinquished of the title, blah, blah, blah. And Joseph Parks said that the numbers don't lie, AJ Styles should have won the match. Next after that is Nikki Cross saying that she's happy and that she's sad, knowing that she's won the number one contendership, but sad for her friend. She doesn't know what's going on. And I wanted to say this because this is a white woman thing when they get mad. The Miz and Morrison crashed the show, and she said, "You know what? I said my piece. I left some butt sweat for you, so I hope you enjoy that. I was like, butt sweat? What the fuck? Butt sweat? That is a white woman's thing to say. You ever heard a black woman saying, I left some butt sweat? No, I don't think so. Even the Hispanic women are like, yeah, get up, they're just cussing them out. After that, Miz and Morrison were just hypocritically saying they were trying to help Otis, but they wanted the contract. They were trying to help Otis. They're trying to make him better, but they're trying to steal the contract. That does not make the means. And then finally, we would have, who was the last guy? Okay, I will. Who? I can't hear you, Chris.
Paul Heyman.
Oh, yeah, it was Paul Heyman. And he got caught off. He was trying to get the question out of Xavier Woods saying, well, ask me the question. I'm sorry, we ran out of time. What? You leave me hanging? He didn't get to ask his question. Okay. That was weird. So, what do you take from this, Chris? What do you take from the fact that, let's go back now. Roman Reigns coming at the last minute and winning with Jey Uso. What are your thoughts on that?
You were trying to do the same thing like in Payback, where you signed a contract and put that chair smash Braun Strowman, the Fiend, and come out with the last minute to win the title. And you trying to do the same thing again to that tag team match with Jey Uso. Tag himself again, but Jey Uso hit that lash. And Roman Reigns got in and speared Sheamus, and they won the match.
You, Mikey?
Oh, first of all, I don't blame Nikki Cross being ticked off. Because I don't know who invited Miz and Morrison to interrupt her.
No, I meant with Sheamus and Roman Reigns and Jey Uso winning the match. Tag team main event.
Oh, excuse me.
Go ahead.
Both the Samoan cousins got the job done, and now, come Clash of Champions, it's family feud. Cousin versus cousin.
Mm-hmm. Samoan versus Samoan. Still mentioning the fact that Jey Uso's got new tats. He's got that glow on his arm. It's that stuff that you put on your arm after you got a new tattoo. I've seen it. So next up is back to Talking Smack, where we hear your boy Chris, AJ Styles, say what we all been saying. He says it because someone actually says it's AJ Styles on Talking Smack saying that he's been gone for 5 months. His title has been vacated and he just doesn't want to admit it. But he needs to because Jeff Hardy is the champion. I'm not going to say he's the rightful champion, but he is the champion. He said that. I was like, truth is coming out. But he did say that he plans on totaling the numbers with Joseph Parks, and Joseph Parks saying, the numbers don't lie. It's right there. Saying that he will become the next Intercontinental Champion once again. So what are your thoughts on that, Chris?
I have to agree with Joseph Park and AJ Styles. AJ Styles should be the Intercontinental Champion. But Sami Zayn, in the fear of the business, is not his. He's no longer the champion. So someone need to take that fake Intercontinental Champion away from Sami Zayn because he is a fraud champion.
Okay, I'm going to correct you there for a second. Now, a lot of people, I'll use this word. That title isn't exactly fake. It's a genuine title. It's real gold. The only thing is, it's no longer valid. So it's not fake. It's a default title. It's no longer valid. So that useless title belt is to be a rightful word. A useless title belt. In which case, what are your thoughts on that, Mikey?
Like Chris said, Sami Zayn had no business sticking his nose where it doesn't belong.
And who do you hoping wins at Clash of Champions in this supposed triple threat match?
Definitely Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I know Chris wants AJ to win. He has a right to say that.
Yeah, but
nobody wants Sami Zayn to win. Nobody.
Yeah, let's not forget he got stripped due to that pandemic.
Yeah, AJ mentioned that too. Nah. So next we have what was a mean, depressing aura conversation from AJ Styles. Like they were just like, damn. It would rise up with Nikki Cross coming in, just high-fiving, hugging, like, yeah, she got the number one contender. She's the number one contender. And she's happy. We got this and we got that going on. And she's looking to prove that Sasha Banks was the main key reason why Bayley was the longest reigning SmackDown champion. But now that she doesn't have that person in her corner, that she's looking to finally take this championship away from her and dethroning Bayley. You can't call her the hugger. You can't call her the golden role model. What the fuck do we call her once she's stripped of the title? I don't know. And then we get to the subject. You know what? I'm going to get your 2 cents on that. What do we call her, boys? Get your thoughts on that, Chris.
let's call Billy evil role model.
Evil role model. How about you, Mikey?
I don't know who to call Bailey, but I wanted Nikki Cross to win, but like I said, Bailey is getting closer and closer to her 1 year anniversary. Because let me tell you right now, the next pay-per-view is Hell in a Cell, and guess who? Sasha Banks' hometown, Boston, but it could be right here at the Thunderdome. And come Friday, Sasha Banks returns to break her silence.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, we didn't do that.
Yes.
Oh, that sucks.
What?
Oh, we didn't mention that. That's fine. I'll mention it in just a bit.
What?
I just mentioned. Hold that thought. So let's move on to the second part of that conversation with Nikki Cross. And the fact that Xavier Woods mentioned what happened during that match with Alexa Bliss. And that she has no idea what to do with Alexa Bliss, but she's hoping to be there for her even after she got, Sister Abigail. So, with that said, we have to address the fact that The Miz and Morrison crashed her invitation, and she said, "You know what? I said my piece. Have some butt sweat. Have some butt sweat left for you." I was like, butt sweat? What the fuck? What? That is the white woman shit. That is the whitest thing I've ever heard. I'm sorry to bring race into this, but seriously, how many times do you hear that shit from Karens? And you hear her say that, like, what the fuck? She's from Wales. Oh, that is funny. What do you think about that, Chris, what Nikki Cross said with the butt sweat?
Oh, it's funny.
You, Mikey?
I don't blame Nikki from ticked off.
So,
The Miz,
that was unprofessional. That was unprofessional. They were apologizing to her. John Morrison and them were mentioning, like I said, this and that. Get your 2 cents on the hypocritical back and forth, saying they wanted to help John Morrison, but they also wanted to take away the contract, saying that he was undeserving. So, what is your take on that, Chris?
It's to try everything to get that contract, but the plan has failed. They the ones undeserving. They keep losing matches. They don't deserve a top shot.
Not to mention, Xavier Woods did get it out of him, saying to admit that Otis did outsmart them. He got it out of him. High five. That was like, they were high-fiving each other like, oh, you think that's funny? I think that's hilarious. What about you, Mikey? What do you think about that?
Can't blame Xavier.
We got disconnected. Hold up. Be right back. Okay. There we go. Waiting for it to reconnect. Waiting for others to join. I didn't hang up. Be right back. Okay, technical difficulties aside, we're back. Mikey, go ahead, give your 2 cents on Miz and Morrison.
Like I said, I can't blame Xavier Woods, a.k.a. Austin Creed, for rubbing inside Miz and Morrison's face. Because I don't know who the hell invited them to come out and interrupt Nikki Cross.
They had to crash. Now, this is the part, if you remember, you were talking about what info? What info? The info was brought to attention, breaking news by The Miz, just out of spite. I don't know what connections he pulled or who pulled, but Mandy Rose, Otis's Peach, is now being transferred to Monday Night Raw. What are your thoughts on that, Mikey?
Ooh. How dare The Miz open his mouth and tell the world that Mandy Rose has been traded the Raw just to piss off Otis. You know Otis is going to be so freaking pissed.
You heard it too. Both that other woman, not Kylie, Kayla, and Xavier Woods were both shocked to hear that news. What about you, Chris?
I was shocked when I heard that Mandy was being traded Raw. I wonder. I remember the AJ Styles got traded. So how they got Mandy Rose to Raw? Did they traded two superstars like AJ Styles got traded on Smackdown?
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with you. Who do we get if they traded? If it's a transfer or a trade, we don't know. So the last thing is Paul Heyman. So what the... Paul Heyman was speaking and trying to get some sentences out on behalf of knowing that he has history with the Samoans. He's looking forward to Jay, but at the end of the day, the title will be on the line, and that will have to be put aside. And then when he's trying to get this, Xavier Woods trying to get this question, they're playing the music, and Paul Heyman's like, what? They're playing the music. We done? What? Oh, that's it? He got caught off thanks to The Miz and Morrison. What do you think about that, Mikey?
I'm telling you what, Miz and Morrison are about to get beat up. Trust me.
You, Chris?
No respect.
No respect. Okay, Mikey, can you look up 205 Live?
This one, I got it. It kicked off with the Brian Kendrick versus Ashante the Adonis.
Round 2. And once again, Brian Kendrick wins, but this time he actually shakes his hand and tells him not to give up. He needs to get better. Keep working. Your thoughts? Mikey?
Brian Kendrick got the job done, but tough loss for Adonis.
You, Chris? I agree with Brian Kendrick. Adonis need to keep trying to win the match.
You agree with him, huh? Next, Mikey.
Everrise versus Andrew Lockhart versus the Lockhart boys, Andrew and Eric.
Yeah, 2 rookies, basically. They get the drop on them, and I didn't understand last time what they were telling to that commentator, but now I understand because apparently the referee might have heard him when he was seeing that they were cheating. That's what they had beef with him the previous week. Because the previous week before that. I didn't see that. So after that, we have Everrise winning a match again, but not with actual talent to say. It's kind of sad, really, that Everrise is not really getting a push, but what are you going to do? So they end up talking smack again, and we end up with the main event. Tell him, Mikey.
The last match?
Uh-huh.
The last match, Joaquin Wadi and Raul Mendoza versus Oli Lorcan and Danny Burch.
And who was in their corner?
There was nobody.
Santos Escobar.
And NXT Cruiserweight Champion Santos Escobar.
Uh-huh. During this match, it would be back and forth between these tag team matches. Tag team competitors, my bad. And Everrise would come in and start talking smack to Santos Escobar. And it would ultimately not only distract Santos, because he felt intimidated knowing it was a 2-on-1 situation, it was the fact that it's distracted Oni Lorcan and they got the pin on him. So Everrise cost them the match and they're not even mad. They're like, where are you going? You want some of this now? So I don't know what to make of this. This is like Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch are mad as hell because courtesy of what was going on outside. Make no mistake about that. So where is this going to lead? What are your thoughts, Mikey?
Boy. About Escobar.
Say that again.
Say the name again. Escobar Santos.
Santos Escobar.
Santos Escobar's team won.
Yep.
No comment.
You, Chris?
Everyone is mad at Cisco Escobar. They said they was taking over 205 Live.
Anything else?
No, that'll be it. Yeah.
All right, you ready to end this?
Yes.
All right. A shout out to our fellow brethren of the Heavens Monsters podcast. A shout out to Xavier Hill, Mike Henry, and Andre Mitchell. A link to their YouTube channels will be in the descriptions down below. And a remaining shout out to Chris Petrie, T-Money that just left, Renee, Farrell, and Delvin. With that said, you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You didn't, give it a thumbs down. Hit that subscribe button, like the content, and hit that notification bell for the next Heaven's Monsters podcast. I'm Serge. That was T-Money. This is Chris. This is Mikey. Tell him what's up, Mikey.
And that's the bottom line. Because there was Monsters podcast who says so. And when is the next episode of the podcast for tomorrow?
Monday Night Raw. Our boy T-Money wants to cover that one.
September 14th.
Here we go. Bye, everybody.
Good night.